Welcome to Ghost Club Paranormal. Don't go changing that channel now, as we have one hell of a show for you. From ghouls that lurk in the dead of night, to modern-day technology that is sure to blow your mind. It's the #1 stuff for spooky folk like you, so turn off the lights and let's get to. Ghost Club is sponsored by...
Hello.
Hello.
Gosh, one whole month since we've done a live stream. We've been slacking.
Whole month.
Hi guys, welcome in. Tonight is going to be a real special episode. I feel like it's going to get very chaotic, but we're going to have fun. So,
Are we? Scared.
I hope so. Hey Reggie, how's it going? Hey John, Dawson, Roxy, welcome in. Damien, Ruby, hello. Tara, hello. Pawn Casson, I don't know. I've not got my glasses on, but
oh boy.
The good thing is usually we have a ton of technical difficulties in the beginning of a live stream, but we fixed Mandy's side of things so she can actually bring up comments. And because it's the past few times it's been really difficult for me because I can't see without my glasses. And if I put my glasses on, it's a giant ring light reflection. So
can't have that. Cannot have that.
Can't have that. All right. Well, we are going to talk about us in just a second, but if you look up here, you will see a number. This is the official Ghost Club phone number, guys, which means you guys can call in anytime throughout this live stream and I will answer it. Okay. Now remember, this is live, so this is why I said this is going to get pretty chaotic.
Okay. I see now. I get it. Wow.
So I will say this, the phone number should only be used for your own ghost story. Like if you need advice or something like that, we would be more than happy to give you it. If you have a question about maybe Mandy's mediumship or something like that. Oh, she froze. It's happening already, guys. That was kind of spooky. Oh, she's just stuck there. Well, I'll keep going until maybe she might come back. So yeah, it could be maybe a question about Mandy's mediumship. It could be literally something just to scare us. You can prank call us. You could even it will show your cell phone number, but you can always put like private before, like, you know how you every area is different, but there's a way to go anonymous. Oh my gosh, she's back. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. You froze.
Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone else see Jade freeze though too, or was it just me?
Oh no. You know what? I think I might have cursed it when I said that we didn't have any technical difficulties.
And just me. Okay, cool. Just checking. I just want to make sure that this is my problem to deal with. Thank you so much. I'm not even, you know what? Who knows what's going on? It's fine.
Look at this though. Mandy looking all kinds of hotness with dark hair.
I'm so nervous. Oh, thank you, Reggie.
I love the dark hair. It's never a live stream without talking about her hair first, right?
Honestly, it's only right to start off with my hair. Let's make it about me, please.
I really hope that number is a burner phone. It is. It's not our personal number, just so you guys know. But this number, you can still call it pretty much any time of day. I'll probably just put it on, like, it does come through to my phone, which is kind of crazy. So like when you guys call, like it'll be to my phone, which is fun. It's just a different number than mine. That's all.
What?
It's crazy. I'm very, very excited. I've got it off silent because I usually have it on.
I just feel like someone's going to call in and be like, show me your tits. And then it's going to get really weird.
I hope they do. I actually hope they do.
All right, guys, you know the drill.
No, because now you've done that. Now you've said that. Oh no, hold on.
Thank you, Mystery Man, aka Zach. We did miss you very, very much. I think you put the 2 whole doll hairs.
Hold on, Mandy. I don't know if this number works anymore. Can you please call the number that I sent you?
Oh my goodness. Oh no, you guys. It would not be alive if we didn't have so many issues. We spend the whole first hour doing. Oh, I'm on airplane mode. Let me get off. Okay.
I want to know what it says. Oh no, it's working.
Well, I'm hanging up.
Okay.
I'm scared. I'm hanging
All
up.
right. Well, that is the number, guys. So, yeah, please go ahead and give us a call. Again, if you guys need advice, it doesn't even, I mean, it would be helpful if it was paranormal and not show us your tits. But even if you genuinely just need some advice, like maybe you have like a friend who, I don't know, you're having an argument with at the moment or something like that. I'll just be interested, but it will just be fun and interesting for tonight.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Paige Parker.
Thank
That
you.
is so
What
sweet.
a name, Paige Parker. I freaking
I
love that.
know. That's
cool.
it's like a superhero name.
Oh no. Everyone just call and go, what's up? No, like we're not gonna get to any stories tonight or anything.
No, I'm genuinely okay. So basically, the
Okay,
reason
okay.
why I'm doing this is because I posted like, what do you guys want to, what topic do you guys want for tonight? There were a lot of really good topics, but I just felt like, why not have everybody instead of just picking one, Like
Yeah.
if you really want that topic talked about, then you can call in, and it does not have to be a long conversation. If you just have a question and then you say, like, okay, I'm going now. That's pretty much it. And then we hang up and then we discuss it. Um,
Okay.
unless we have questions for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Oh no, abandoned ghosts. That's okay. You can still call. We have anxiety too, so it'll be great. It'll be a good
Okay,
time.
hold on. This is what I was going to tell you right before we went live. I told you that I filmed a day in the life. Like how like social media influencers and stuff like that, they film like the day in the life.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody knows I've had like really bad anxiety the past couple months, right? And that's why we've been lacking on posting and things like that. It's getting so much better, by the way. So I'm doing things that are like, making me just going a little bit outside my comfort zone,
Yeah.
to try and get better faster. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I started filming like a day in life and it was just going so terrible. Like, I don't know how people do that. That's insane. Like those get ready with me videos. And it was terrible. I'll still probably end up posting it because it is really, really funny. But I went to the chiropractor and I said to my chiropractor, like, oh, would it be weird if I filmed this? And he literally looked at me because I was like, I really don't want to do it because it's so embarrassing asking like the doctor to film him. But I was like, no, it's just a social anxiety thing. Like, it's just an anxiety thing. Like, I don't want to be afraid of, rejection or anything like that. So I asked
Yeah.
him, "Would it be weird?" And he was like, yeah, that would be really weird. And I was like, oh,
Oh, okay.
he literally like done half the work that he usually done. And it's like, he just wanted me out of there. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
no.
steak.
Honestly, that would be a day in life that people want to watch. We want to see those awkward moments.
Yeah. No,
It's true.
seriously. Call and order chicken tenders. You can call and order chicken tenders.
I mean, most day in the lives that I see, it's like going to get my Botox today. And then they get their Botox and she's like, this is my Botox lady. And
Oh my
then
God, I
she's like, wow,
wish.
I'm feeling so fresh after the Botox. See you guys next time. And like, it has like a bazillion views. So imagine you
A
just
realistic day in the life of a normal. Oh my
just
God, we're getting a call.
waking
We're
up.
getting a call. Oh,
Oh
this
my
is
God,
so
oh my God, oh my
scary.
God. Okay, okay, okay. Shh, shh, shh.
Anonymous.
Quiet, quiet, quiet. Oh my
Anonymous.
God,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Anonymous. What message do you have for us?
The 4th of July, I'm literally woke up from sleep paralysis, so I'm like wanting to know how to go about like sleep paralysis, like the aftermath, or should it happen again? Like, what's the protocol? Because I've never dealt with sleep paralysis.
So this is the first time that you've ever had sleep paralysis?
My friend did. Like, before the live, they texted me saying they just experienced sleep paralysis.
Gotcha. Okay. Is it okay if I hang up just now and then bring Mandy in on the conversation and we can
Yes.
talk about it? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds
Thank you
good.
so much.
Thanks for calling. Okay, bye.
Of course.
Mandy, you're not on. Your microphone's not on.
I haven't said anything.
Oh.
I was just sitting here stunned
Okay, first
because I
off,
don't understand what the fuck's happening.
weird timing though. Like you
That's
just completely
weird.
disappeared.
I don't know. I don't know. That normally doesn't happen with my internets. So, okay, continue.
Did you catch the drift though?
No, I missed that whole thing. I wasn't
Oh,
here.
dang.
It
Okay,
kicked me
so
out completely.
anonymous caller called in and said that right before the live stream, their friend called them and said that they had just had really bad sleep paralysis. And they just want to know, how do they deal with that? The first time having sleep paralysis, like should they be scared? You know, that kind of thing.
Oh boy, sleep paralysis is not fun.
We've had sleep paralysis before. I've had it is a really, really, really weird feeling, first off. But there's nothing really like scientifically proven what sleep paralysis actually is. Sleep paralysis, for those of you who don't know, that could be a feeling of being actually paralyzed in bed and like trying to scream, and maybe there's like something in the room and it's stopping you from getting up or anything like that. It's like a dream, it's like a state where you're half dreaming and you're half awake. And that can be an absolutely terrifying feeling. Some people even kind of say that it feels like you're like waking up during surgery and you can hear everything, you can see everything, but like you can't talk or you can't, it's almost scary.
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks. I I feel like I don't have any sort of this sucks. I don't really have any good advice because I've personally have dealt with it like we all have, and
Mhm.
it's terrifying for everybody, and I don't know a single person who's like figured it out. Um quite like you it's like you're forced to go through that whole thing no matter what.
Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like. Now definitely can be some like scientific. I know that they have done studies and like um have tried to find like a actual like cause for it, but I truly believe it's a for the most part a spiritual thing. Um dang, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um I think the important thing is that we do talk about it. I think it's important for everybody to know that this happens to everybody and that it's terrifying for everybody. So we're like not alone in this. Like we've
Yeah.
all had such shit experiences with it, you know?
Yeah. It's just something that you just kind of like, if it becomes like a every night kind of thing, then
Go see a doctor, please.
go
It's
see
like
a doctor for sure. Because I watched a documentary on this where somebody um every single night they would fall asleep, they would have sleep paralysis. That there was like a demon coming to visit them for years and years and years. And then they turned into like an insomniac, and it really, really was, their health was just going right downhill. So, obviously, that's like the most extreme that it can get, but it
yeah.
is normal. So, it's just remember it is normal. It's just like a nightmare where your brain is half awake. Um, if it happens every single night, we're getting another call. If it happens every single night, then please reach out to myself or Mandy and maybe go see a doctor. Okay. Hello?
Hello, Jade. It's Damien.
Hey, Damien, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. I was going to ask Mandy a question because, well, you're grounded from the Sallie House.
I am.
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask her if she wanted to join Douglas, Randy, and I at the Sallie House July the 11th because it's already paid for.
Dang, July 11th.
Hold, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Mandy said, hold, please. So the Sallie
That's okay.
House is in, no, the Sallie House is in Kansas, right?
Correct.
Kansas.
Atchison, Kansas.
Atchison is in Kansas, that's right. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. See, the thing is like right now, especially with our schedules, and I will talk about this as well, but I have the heart procedure not booked yet, but should be getting booked this week. Once that gets booked and we know the date for that, then that's when we're going to start rebooking all of our investigations again, rebook the UK investigation and stuff like that as well. So,
Yeah. And plus, I'm so glad you are doing better right now.
thank you. I appreciate that. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm working. I'm watching the live stream, but I am working tonight, unfortunately.
Taking a break, eh? Working
Yeah,
hard or
well,
hardly working?
Yeah, well, I'm picking up a loaded trailer right now. Going to be heading down to Georgia. I work 350 days a year, so I got to keep moving.
Well, you drive safe. Keep us
All
on in the
right,
background if you're driving, like a podcast.
Oh, yeah. I literally got you ladies in the background, so
Love that.
I'm not going to miss a single thing tonight.
Love that. All right. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you. Oh,
Wait,
go ahead,
Damien,
Mandy.
I might be free on the 11th. I'll keep you posted. Did you hear that?
Did you hear that, Damien?
No, I cannot hear her at all.
Oh.
Did you tell him that I would be free?
She said she may be free on the 11th. She is very.
I'll keep you posted.
And she will keep you posted for sure.
Awesome. Yes, because since we had somebody that couldn't make it, I still got one spot available, and I don't want to ask them for a refund for one spot. I want them to be able to keep all the money that they're getting.
Well, you've reached out to the right gal because she loves herself a good deal.
Awesome.
All right, Damien, we'll talk soon.
All right, you ladies have a wonderful night.
All right, you too. Drive safe. Bye-bye. Hey, all right, guys. Is this when we just get free locations?
Let's fucking go. I am always down. I'm always down. First off, Johnny's been waiting here with a super sticker for $10. So
that's
thank you,
insane.
Johnny.
Thank you so much, Johnny. We love you, Johnny.
Dang. I feel like if I were to go back to Sallie without you, I feel like the experience is going to be so different.
Probably, yeah.
It's probably going to be like fucking rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah, it probably will be. I mean, if you guys didn't see the Sallie House episode, oh gosh, I feel like I've talked about it so much. It was like a year ago, but it's the only location that I'll never, ever, ever return to. And so that was really nice of Damien to at least reach out because he knows that I'm never going back. He's like, well, he's probably thinking, well, Mandy might want to go back.
That's super nice. Oh yeah, I'm always down for a good, I don't know, life-changing event. It's fine.
Bring lots of protection if you're going there.
Also, just wanted to quickly add, oh, you took it away.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Let me pull it up. Daddy said, I've been told trying to wiggle your fingers and having feeling in your hands can snap you out of sleep paralysis. I just wanted to touch on that because I've done that during when I'm traveling, but I've never been able to really try it during a sleep paralysis episode. I think the only thing that's ever worked for me was to look for a light switch, which is really weird.
Yeah, light switch and clocks, right?
Light switch and Oh, I don't know about clocks. That's a
I
new
think
one.
yeah, I think
That works for
clocks
you?
is one. And when I was younger, if I was having a nightmare, I don't know how much it works with sleep paralysis because sometimes you can't really scream. But if I'm having a nightmare, I just scream. Like if I can try and control it as much as possible, and I'm just like, wake up! And I just scream, wake up, and then that usually just wakes me right up. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
A lot of people are asking if this line can get text messages.
Yeah, it can.
Okay, so some people are sending messages. You guys can get it. Hi,
Yeah.
Lindsay.
See, because I don't know who these numbers are.
Oh, wait, somebody said they sent over a picture. Hold on. Oh my God. Damn, that's
Oh,
a
it's
beautiful
so
looking
blurry.
Shrek there.
Howdy, cowboy.
Howdy, I do love a good cowboy.
There's a snake in
Um,
my boots.
There's a snake in my
In my
boots.
pants. Uh,
Stop, it's so funny.
this is
Is this
great.
you? Ricky Lynn?
It has to be. It's obviously like there's only been one picture sent. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So that
shit.
was cool though. We covered sleep paralysis.
That was
Just
fun.
ways to kind of snap out of it. And it seems like quite a lot of people have also experienced sleep paralysis, which is pretty intense. I'm going to start a poll because I'm now curious.
Let's do it. Oh my
All
God.
right.
Courtney. She said, so really fucking weird, but I can pull myself out of a scary dream by squeezing my eyes really hard and swallowing really hard at the same time. Dang.
Oh,
That
wow.
is impressive. Oh,
That's
Ricky Lynn said
actually.
he didn't.
Huh?
Wait, look at your comment. Look at the comment.
Wait,
Jay, look at the comment.
Oh, I did not send that. Well, that's all I have here. That's the only picture I have here. So
It must have been you. No, oh, so no, I swear.
then who the heck sent Shrek as a sexy cowboy? Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. Yes.
Oh,
There is another picture. Sorry. I
Oh,
just
you
got that
guys.
just now. Yeah, so there's apparently a face in your
Okay.
tapestry behind
Yeah,
you.
so this tapestry, this happens all the time, and it look at the guy right next to me. Look at him. It could very
I
it could
can't see
very well be
anything.
what's that? Where you see faces and things. What's that called?
Oh, I always forget the name. It's like paraphernalia. Dang it, I can't.
Paraphernalia.
Paranalia. Pararelia.
Pararelia. Yeah, so like where you can like see faces and things like that. But it's a lot, and it's always something different in this tapestry. And it always happens when I'm working out. I'll be like, look over, and all of a sudden I'll see a face. I'm like, oh. So I don't know. But I believe it. I believe it.
I accidentally missed a call. Sorry, to whoever just called.
Also, that was Daddy that sent the Shrek.
Of course it was.
Yeah, no, you guys will probably see faces in this too. It's very common. Kind of creepy.
So I'm actually now getting a lot of text messages come
Oh
through.
shit.
Yeah, so we really want you guys to utilize this number and call, and we want to hear your voices. I think it's so much more like personable, but I will also just because there's a lot of comments as well that we need to keep up with here. But I do have a message here saying I'm a big fan of yours. My mom's in hospice and was wondering if you could give her prayers for her safe passing. Her name is Rosie Moses. Thank you. So yeah, that's actually absolutely something that we can do. No issues with that whatsoever. So, and we do hope that if she is on her way to passing soon, we hope that it goes over smoothly and Yeah, we're so sorry to hear about that.
I'm so
We're
sorry.
we're getting a phone call. We're getting a phone call.
Can you guys start a prayer chain, please, in the comments? A prayer chain for Rosie. What's the name?
I love that idea, Rosie. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, girls.
Hey.
I wanted to tell you something that happened to me a couple years ago. I was sleeping in my recliner, and I had a eye mask on, and everybody else was not around, and I was sound asleep, and something yanked my mask, and that elastic in the back left a mark on the back of my neck for about 2-3 days.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty.
Yeah.
So did it feel like aggressive?
It was very strong.
Interesting.
And I looked around, there was nobody with me.
And have you had any other kind of paranormal activity in your house before? Is that the first time?
Oh, I've had a lot.
Yeah.
I really have. You know, can't find your keys, and then they end up being somewhere you didn't put them.
Kind of sounds a little bit menacing, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I saved the mask. It's stretched out.
Was it like one of those sleeping masks, like the blindfolds?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. And when was that? When did that happen?
Oh, the last apartment I was in.
So you think that something's followed you? Or it's not happened since?
We had bought an old dresser and didn't put the mirror together with it. It was out on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since that, we would have weird stuff until we put them together.
That's crazy. Because I've actually investigated the Poltergeist Ranch, which was very, very similar to that. The owner of that home, she had an antique mirror, and ever since she brought that mirror into her house, her bedroom specifically, she was getting pushed and things like that. It was pretty scary. So I advised her to take the mirror and the dresser out and put it in another room, just to kind of like it, because it could genuinely just be the flow of the energy around the house.
We gave it away.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. Because sometimes it genuinely sounds quite silly, but sometimes like an actual haunted object, it may just be where it is. Whatever's attached to it, like, may feel a little bit mad that it's in that area specifically and may just want it to be moved. Could be something as simple as that anyway. So, yeah, but nothing like else has tried to like, I wouldn't really call it that because it sounds so similar to that haunting. I wouldn't really call it like an actual like evil negative entity or anything like that, but just something that's trying to get your attention.
Yeah, I didn't feel any evil.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yes.
Did you have anything to say on that one, Mandy? I can't hear Mandy.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm having a lot of issues. I was gonna say I had some advice on what to potentially do with the mirror, but since the mirror is gone, you don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna hang up just now because there is an awful echo, but we are gonna talk about that a little bit more if that's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, so sweet.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
That's crazy.
Mirrors are so fun, as you know.
Yeah. You've introduced us all to like this new thing. Like, I mean, I didn't know how much kind of like power and like energy like mirrors can actually hold until I met you. I knew a little bit about it, but just not to that extent. So you should definitely go into a little bit of detail about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where, like, you know how some people, right, like if you're not actively involved in the paranormal or mentally involved with that, you're most likely not gonna experience anything, kind of thing. So like, it's like with mirrors, most people won't make any connections with a mirror or understand the activity with a mirror or even relate it to a mirror, but mirrors are just wild. And there's so many different varieties of like open, partially open, closed. I mean, there's so many different types of things, and it can be with almost any mirror. But you may not be in tune with it,
Yeah.
or even understand it. Like you may, you know what I'm saying? Like before you met me, you knew a little bit about mirrors, but you really didn't have much experience with that. Like it never
Yeah.
happened. But then I brought it into the awareness, and now it happens. So it's one of
Yeah.
those things. But I really don't recommend working with mirrors. And I'm not just saying that just because like I want to keep it to myself. It is one of those things that you do have to be very careful with, just like with any sort of conduit that you use to speak to spirit. You have to have intention. And especially when mirrors are involved, you kind of have to have an understanding of what you're doing, because you can kind of get some things all messed up. So
I am getting a lot of calls coming in just
oh my
now.
God, let's go.
Sorry,
Shut
I
up.
had
Let's
to. I
go.
don't know if this is the same person, but I definitely had to cancel one of them. So let's see. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh, hi.
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 Are you calling anonymous?
Oh, no, my name is Kelly. Okay, I'm going to turn the sound off of what I'm watching so you can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hi, Jade. My name is Kelly, and I have been watching you and Mandy for about 2 years now. And I actually started watching during my postpartum recovery, and I was actually writing a book on basically a mix of paranormal and true crime. And I thought while I was writing that I'd make my main characters based off of you and Mandy. And the storyline of it is I renamed you. I didn't use your guys' actual names because I thought that would be too weird. So I named you guys like Abigail and Aaron. You're both our sisters. And basically, when the grandmother passes away, the ability to see ghosts goes to the oldest sister. But Mandy would be the youngest sister. She doesn't really have like any abilities. So if this is mostly a question for Mandy. If you could have any ability besides, going ghost hunting, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Okay. I have two, but one, I don't know if she can hear me. You might have to relay this. But one would be to, okay, so when I was a kid, I used to sink to the very bottom of the pool, and I would sit there. Okay, cool. I would sink to the very bottom of the pool, and just like, it was so peaceful and quiet down there. So one, I would love to be able to breathe underwater so I can swim and go to somewhere where it's super fucking quiet. And two, I want to be able to like instantaneously travel to any spot in the entire world. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I would like to do.
That's a good one. I like that. There's a little bit of a lag again coming through the phone. But those are all very good. Are you going to write that into your book?
I don't know how. I could try to think of a way to fit it in there because the whole point of the book is that the sisters solve crimes using their abilities to see the dead.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I could. I'll try. I don't know if it's gonna get published. It's a good way to cope with like recovery and stuff like that. So even if it doesn't get published, it's still fun, But I think I could try to work that in.
Yeah, can you go ahead and like send us a copy, even if it doesn't get published, like just even a little rough draft one of these days, just in your own time, no rush whatsoever. But that is so flattering. I'm actually like,
amazing.
welcome.
that's wild. So
nice.
thank you so freaking much. That's such a good question too.
Okay, cool.
You
Thanks.
can make me do anything. I'll be fine with it.
I'll let you guys. I'll let you go because it's lagging and I can't really hear anything. But
That's
thank
okay.
you for answering my call.
Of course. Thanks for your call. And recover nice and fast. Well, she hung up, but she can still hear me. I hope you have a speedy recovery. We know that kind of stuff takes a while for your body to get back into normal. I've kind of been dealing with it as well, not postpartum or anything like that, but it's, when your body's out of whack, it takes so long to regulate it and get it back.
Yeah.
So, but so good for her, first off, for like actually still doing something.
Yeah.
That takes a really strong person to do that. So that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Dude,
That's really
freaking-
fucking cool.
That is so cool.
That's really cool.
Oh my gosh. I do just want to say though, I'm younger than Mandy. I just want to put that out there. I should be the younger sister.
By 1 whole month.
But that 1 whole month matters.
1 whole month. That's amazing. That's
Oh
amazing.
my gosh, I love that so much. I do just want to take a second real fast. I'm loving these calls. Please keep them coming. This is so much fun. I could do
love
this
it.
all night long. We have a call coming in just now, so let's see what this one's
Thank
about.
you, Mystery Man, for $5 donation.
And if you guys have a question for us, I think the best thing to do is just get the question and then we'll talk about it, like hang up and then talk about it. Hello? Good. Sorry, hold on. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. We can hear you now.
Hello.
Okay, awesome, great. Well, my name is Whitney. Just wanted to call. I actually had 2 questions. I'll keep them brief if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my first question is, I was curious about one of the pieces of equipment that you guys use. You used it in the most recent Bouillon Plaza video, but it's one that says yes and no audibly, and I don't know what the name of that piece of equipment is.
So that piece of equipment is called the I never say it. Epoch.
Uh-huh.
So it's spelled
yeah.
EPECH, I believe. And it's actually, if you go onto our investigations, just like that last investigation, and then go into the description of the video, there's like a get the gear, and there's links to all of the equipment that we use in there. So the Eco box, still can't pronounce it. I did put in brackets the yes no box, and then that link is there. You can actually get it on Amazon as well.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was my first question because I was watching and I was like, oh, that is the coolest thing, or like one of the coolest things I've seen recently. Okay, so that was my first question. And then my second question is, me and my girlfriend, we investigate over in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I struggle with is I really want to make myself open to, receiving and hearing messages from whoever may be wherever we're investigating if they're there. But I also don't want to make myself too vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So I guess the question is, like, how do you guys find that balance between making yourselves open to receiving what is there, but also protecting yourself?
That's an awesome question. Did you want to hang up just now and then we'll discuss this?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your question. Really, really good questions.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Bye.
All right, bye.
I really like that question.
It's a great question. It's a great question.
I want to say real fast, like sometimes when I feel like, okay, so especially recently, there's been some investigations that like of course I want to open myself up to all investigations, but health wise, like sometimes you just genuinely can't be full blown. Mandy's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff like that. But I do think that if you are going with your friend, It's really good to, especially if you guys can like really, what's the word I'm trying to think of, like if you guys like can like really truly intertwine with each other a little bit there and kind of like figure out, okay, like sometimes I'll pick up some of the slack that Mandy has and then it's vice versa, you know? So it's just I'm trying to explain it and it's so difficult for me to explain right now. Um
No, I get what you're saying. Like you want to make sure that, well, for like first off, like you're surrounded by the right people
yeah.
who are going to
It's a
help you.
For sure, it's definitely a balance. It's definitely a balance. Sorry, I'm getting a call just now, but I do just want to answer this. I want you to answer this question as well. So whoever's calling, can you call back in a minute, please?
1 minute, please.
Ring, ring. Okay.
No, I think what you're saying is super important. I think that if there is a little bit of a hesitation or a fear when it comes to opening yourself up, make sure that you're surrounded by people that you feel that you can open up around. That's going to help you tremendously
Mhm.
if you're able to. And if you can, like, I feel comfortable, Jade feels comfortable with me, and vice versa, you know. So if you can find someone that you feel comfortable with, then you can practice with it. I think the most important thing is to set your intentions. Intentions are they are like the most important thing. If you want to open yourself up, you can play around with it. You don't have to fully open yourself up to everything. You can open yourself up a little bit, and if it's too much, you can cut it off. You can ask spirit to take a step back, that you're not going to open yourself up anymore. I really recommend working with your spirit team on this. And if you don't have a spirit team, I recommend getting to know your spirit team, because everybody has one. So finding your spirit team and working with them, picking one person. It doesn't even need to be like an angel or anything like that. It could be your grandmother that's on the other side. Maybe you want to designate your grandmother to be like, hey, grandma, I'm going to open myself up. If I get overwhelmed or if things start to get weird, please help me shut this down. That is totally fine to do, because guess what? Your people are going to step right in and they're going to help you with that through it. So I'm not a big fan of like tools and things like that. I don't work with crystals or anything like that. I don't work with objects. That's totally fine if you do. I don't personally don't like to feel codependent on things. Like if I don't have my black obsidian, I'm going to get taken over. That's not how I like to operate, but to each their own. So I do recommend, if you're able to, do what feels comfortable for you. But just remember that you are strong enough to set those boundaries with spirit, and strong enough to open it and close it as you see fit.
Yeah.
So this could definitely go into a longer, bigger conversation.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the gist.
Yeah. And if like a lot of people who are religious, they will use more like protection from God and things like that. And then there's other people who are not as religious. And then like myself, I usually go off kind of like the ancestors, things like that, my grandparents. Those are my spirit team. And if you want to know who's in your spirit team, you can also do like meditations that are specific for that as well. We have a caller. No, we don't. Dang it. Sorry. I just answered, but then I think they just hung up at the exact same time. Oh, here we go. Oh, hold on. Sorry, there's multiple people calling at once. Hi, hold on. I don't know how to get... Hello?
Hello, Mandy.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Hi, I can kind of hear you, but I don't know how to get this up on main.
I'm sorry.
No, it's on my end. Sorry. I'm going to try and pull your contacts up again. Can you just call me back? Sorry. I'm having technical difficulties on my end. Hello?
Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you better now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got a lot of storms here, but I got a weird question for you, Mandy, that might take her to the next level.
Oh.
Oh.
Several out-of-body experiences. And this is the weird part. I've had people that was murdered came to me, and I was able to write down what they told me, and I passed it to the cops, and it helped solve their murders.
All right.
How weird is that?
That's
fucking
crazy.
cool.
You know what's so interesting is before I was going to do the call in, I was actually going to set up our live stream to talk about people who have solved murders from spirits coming to them and then taking it to court. So that is so crazy. Like, it's like you knew that was going on as well. Dang. That's wild.
What's weird is I'm doing my college paper while listening to y'all. And that's how I've been getting through my college work by listening to y'all every night.
I love that.
Fuck yeah.
I'm so glad
Dang.
that helps because that would distract me like crazy.
That is so cool.
That's
I'm
wild,
obsessed.
though.
I love it.
So have you do you have like, I don't know, like for as a medium, Mandy, what would you even do with that kind of ability? Like, well, first off, actually, I have a question for you. Like, are you
Go
taken?
ahead.
I know that I take you seriously. I believe you 100%, but do other people take you seriously? Like have you ever went to like law enforcement about that?
I have a friend that's a cop
Mm-hmm.
I go to because, a funny story, back when my grandmother died in my arms, I was about 13.
Mm-hmm.
I got shoved onto a grave site. And the person of that grave site came and asked me why I fell on their grave site. And another incident happened when I was a kid. I heard footsteps at my old house, and I got off the bed and followed it and walked into the room, and I see the guy sitting on the side of the bed saying, "I'm sorry, honey, I'm sorry, but I can't take it anymore." And he committed suicide in that room.
Was that a real?
Some people,
Sorry, was that a spirit? Like you heard the footsteps of like a kind of ghost, or was that an actual person?
It was a spirit that owned the house 15 years before we moved in, and he lost everything.
Oh my gosh. That's wild. You seriously, well, you definitely have a strong ability if you can see them so like clairvoyantly. That's, I mean, it's a gift, you know? And sometimes, you know, people don't look at it as much as a gift and they think that it's more of kind of like a burden. Because some people get more intense messages than others, right? It would be fun if mediums could, you know, know the lottery numbers, right? But a lot of the time it's a lot more intense, the things that come to mediums. This is from my understanding anyway. And Mandy can jump into this in just a second here, but it's, just know that like you're chosen, you're on the right path, your abilities are stronger. We believe that you're born with them, but for whatever reason, spirit can communicate easier with you than other people, and it's probably speaks louder about the person that you are. So I think that's really special. Yeah.
I've had where my 2 incidents that's happened in the last 2 years. 2 of my uncles passed away. And I do not like funeral homes. It really, spirits start to get to me. And I try to give a message to my grandma, my step grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at me like I'm crazy. And my cousin that knew about my ability said, "No, he's not crazy. He's for real."
Yeah.
and it just freaked her out. And
Yeah.
then recently, I just lost my uncle, and I related the message to my Aunt Kate, and it made her cry.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's a lot of people that don't, they're not used to that kind of thing. And it is freaky. It freaks people out a little bit, but it's because it's their understanding of the paranormal and the afterlife and things like that. They're not used to hearing that kind of stuff, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah. But that's really cool that you can share your message and that you're so open with it. And I genuinely think that if you build on that, like you could, you could be able to I don't know, whatever you want to do with it, basically. You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah. But thank you so
Yeah.
much for calling in. Like that's really cool. And I think that that's like a very good conversation to have as well. Like what happens when you do see that kind of thing, Yeah.
Thank y'all for taking this.
No, thank you for calling in.
you.
Like this is the reason why we're doing this tonight. And I think people's stories, like your stories, is like, your story can resonate with so many people. So thank you for calling in.
You're welcome, and have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
I actually want to touch on that because there is there is like a subsection of mediumship and
Mhm.
psychic work that is directly related to the like law enforcement
Yeah.
sector, is psychic detective work. It is an actual thing that you can study in and train in as a medium or a psychic, especially if you do tend to pick up on those things specifically related to missing persons cases, murder cases, anything like that. You would be surprised at how open law enforcement is becoming with this sort of thing, and how many actual police stations do actively work with psychics and mediums in the community. So if you are receiving information that you actually feel can be very important to a case, do not hesitate to bring it to law enforcement, because you may get the other half that doesn't really care, but you may get lucky and you may get the half that does, and that could be something that's very useful for them. So I just want to throw
Yeah.
that out there. If you feel comfortable, please. And you could definitely explore it. I know Lisa Williams does a lot of work with Lisa Williams and Jennifer Schaefer do a lot of work with law enforcement. So those are good ones to look into if you are a psychic or medium and you want to explore that side of things.
That's awesome. Thanks for the tip. And thank you, Eli, as well, for the $4.99. Guys, if you want to leave us a donation, we appreciate that so, so, so much. Every single donation goes towards future investigations, and trust me, they're happening. It's happening, guys. We can't wait to rebook our investigations. Check out our last live stream if you don't really know what's going on right now. But we're still putting investigations out. The wait is over. Thank you, guys. I'm getting another call. Sorry, they're going crazy. They're
Do we
mad.
have-
It's wild.
Answer this question. No.
Yes, go ahead, because that person just got another call, but we are getting another one. Let's answer this question real fast, and then we'll jump on.
I feel like you need to answer this question.
Oh, how do you come back to the living once you die in the hospital? So I've died once and came back, and it was I just woke up with a fresh perspective. I think that that's pretty standard when something like that happens. And I'd smoked since I was 13 years old. This happened like 4 years ago, and I just woke up and I was like, I'm never smoking again. Like, I'm gonna live life to the fullest. I wanted to do like Ghost Club full time. It got me really wanting to know about the afterlife and everything like that. So that was one of the reasons why what kickstarted my journey into Ghost Club, investigating all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it sounds morbid, but it also can give you a fresh perspective on life, which isn't a bad thing. So that's my answer.
That's fair. Thank you for that donation and question.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jade?
This is Jade speaking. Who do we have the
Hi.
pleasure of talking with?
Yeah, this is Eli. You just read part of my super chat.
Perfect. Yep, we got it. Yeah.
Okay, so just to give you a little backstory of that, on January 8th of 2023, I went in to see my doctor. Everything was fine. I started to walk out and I died.
Oh my gosh.
I was rushed from the ground, put on a gurney. They performed CPR. They broke my sternum. They broke all my ribs, trying to save me. They rushed me into a CT thinking I had a stroke or a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me medication that I was allergic to, which
Oh
actually
my God.
threw me into complete cardiac arrest, and then I was dead. They shoved a tube down my throat, put me on life support, and had to wait for the first available ambulance to take me from a small town hospital
Mm.
to the big city to save me.
Dang.
The only thing I remember, which is really freaky, is I heard a woman stand behind me saying, "It's going to hurt, but you're going to be okay."
Oh my gosh. That's wild. That is crazy. How cool.
I mean, I thought this was just, I thought I was imagining all this stuff. So on the 12th, well, actually it was the 11th, I could hear people talking. I couldn't talk.
Uh-huh.
I know my eyes were open, but I couldn't see anybody. I could see light and I could see cloudiness, but I couldn't focus on anybody's face or anything like that. I knew people were touching me and moving my arms, but I couldn't get them to listen to me. I was screaming and they couldn't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 12th, they were getting ready to pull the plug.
Oh my gosh.
And
no.
I woke up and I was so like, what the hell did you do to me?
Yeah.
I knew from the minute that they got me into this MRI, I knew they were giving me medication that I couldn't take. But they wouldn't listen. They would not listen. And I'm mad. I'm still mad. I'm upset. I'm scared. The only good thing is I was in a Catholic hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and Mandy might like this. I told him to get the fucking dildo out of my mouth. I had to write that on a piece of paper for them to take it out of my mouth.
You had to write it on a piece of paper. That's so rough.
And they did. And they were like, "You're not supposed to be here." You were pronounced dead.
Yeah.
My brain waves are very low. And now I'm dealing with the aftermath. It's 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I have died 2 more times.
Mm.
And I popped back into reality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like I'm alive anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on borrowed time or I'm living somebody else's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not who I am.
Yeah.
I see things. I don't know how to deal with it. I hear people talk. I don't know how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always used to see things as a little kid. I was raised this way. Spirits are spirits.
Mm-hmm.
They are your ancestors. These are the people who were here before we were.
Yeah.
And now they scare me.
Yeah. Now,
I know this is a lot of crap, and I'm sorry.
No.
I know that you see and you hear and you work with people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a living nightmare right now, and I'm just really glad you ladies are here because I'm invisible and nobody's listening. And honestly, you guys were kind of my last outreach.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to hurt myself anymore, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm not a doctor. or anything like that.
No, I know.
But I can say this, that especially if you've just explained that you are sensitive to spirits and you have been since you were a kid, right? And then
Yes.
another thing I want to add onto this, and me and Mandy talk about this a lot, but you do have to advocate for yourself in medical, with doctors and things like that. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
You know, that's a real topic right there, you know. So good for you for actually like putting your foot down and saying like, this isn't right, this doesn't feel right. Um and hopefully the more you do that, only you know how you feel, right? Because it's your body, you know what feels normal, what feels off.
Yeah.
But I do feel
Yeah.
like the sensitivity that you've had, like growing up and things like that, it seems like you're very, very in tune with everything around you, right? Your feelings are maybe a little bit
They're
extra.
loud.
Yeah, everything
They are
seems a little
loud. They're
louder.
screaming at me from everywhere.
Mm-hmm. But then now, just with these recent deaths and coming back, that takes such a toll on your body, a huge toll. Like, again, like like I know firsthand from the last time I was in hospital, like my nerves were shot afterwards. Like, I'm just a couple of weeks ago, like I was crying to my husband saying, I do not feel myself. I don't know who this person is.
Yep.
And I just walk around and I just stare at things until I realize that I'm just standing there staring, you know. And it is it's a lot. It's a lot when you go through that much trauma on your body. But it does get better. It does get better. Like, I promise you it gets better. And then of course I know that you're going through so much right now, and I'm sure you've talked to your doctor about getting on some like medication to help kind of regulate your nervous system again. But it
I
is
did,
helpful.
but I'm allergic to too much for them to attempt to do any other medications at this time. In fact, the only thing they're doing is removing more and more pills because they had me on so many other weird junk that it blew my system. I basically short circuit.
Mandy actually has that issue as well. She's very sensitive to like different drugs. So she had to switch to vitamins. She takes a ton of vitamins now. But you know, that could be, you know, something to look into as well, for sure. But you know what? Like,
definitely.
actually, like I feel like you need to do you have an email?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you should email me so we can like chat more about this as well, because we got you.
Okay.
Like, don't even worry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Ghost Club Paranormal
I
at
didn't wanna burden
gmail.com.
anybody
Reach
with
out.
this, but
No, not at all. Not at all.
I just knew that I know I'm not the only person out there that has experience.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Can you hear me from over here?
I will do that. I will do that. And your email is the one that's on the YouTube, right?
Yeah. So Ghost Club Paranormal at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
And then I think Mandy has something to say to you as well.
I don't
Just
know.
now.
Can you hear me from over here?
I think she's got the it's muted because it'll do the echo thing.
Okay.
Okay, I can always hang up.
Okay. Is it okay if
Okay.
she hangs up, Mandy? And then
Can you ask her? This is not meant to be any kind of way, but could you ask her if?
I'll send you all my
Tell her to stay there for a second.
oh, okay, hold on. Stay here because Mandy's passing along a message.
I'm gonna say something, but I just want to ask. Can you ask her? Does she have a trusted source that she can talk to, whether that be a friend, a counselor, anybody? Does she have someone that she can talk to?
Did you hear that?
I did. I do have a counselor who I've been talking to since even before this, because I started seeing more and more visions. So I went to a lady who works with some type of meditation to help release a lot of the anxiety when you see those things.
Yeah.
But then all the stuff happened and
Yeah.
my whole body went crazy. So we haven't talked a lot, but yes, she is very aware that I can always reach out to.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Okay, good. I was gonna say if not, she can always email in, and I can.
Sorry, there's a
okay,
lag right now.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, Mandy's gonna say something to you just now, but thanks for calling. Definitely reach out again, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Bye bye. Sorry about that, Mandy. It's so difficult with that
No,
lag
it's
because I can hear
okay.
it through the phone.
It's okay. I just wanted to say to her specifically, and to anybody who's listening, please, like, always make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to no matter what, whether it's a friend, a counselor, a therapist, anybody. Just make sure that you have somebody trusted that you can share with. And if not, please reach out to one of us, and I will make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to,
Mhm.
because nobody needs to feel invisible and nobody needs to feel alone in this world. There's 8 billion trillion of us, and we can all be there for each other. So please reach out if you don't have somebody, or if you need somebody to talk to, because I have like the most amazing people that I can put you in contact with as well. And as far as like the whole her experiences and not feeling herself, I truly genuinely believe, I think I saw one comment in the chat where it was like, oh well, when you go to the other side, there's potential that you're leaving a part of yourself there, and that's why when you come back you feel like not yourself. But I actually think it's the opposite. I think every time you go to the other side and come back, you're taking a piece of the other side with you back into this earth, which can cause disorientation, which can cause you to
Mhm.
feel weird, because it's a whole brand new energy that's being put with you. I genuinely believe that when you cross over and come back, the energy comes with you. And now is the part where you have to figure out how to like manage that and like understand that, because that part that comes with you can actually be such an amazing, beautiful thing. And I that's why I think it's really important to find somebody to talk to. And if you can, if there's any way, somebody who's maybe a little bit more spiritually inclined, not fully, I wouldn't say fully, because sometimes people who are like full spiritual get a little weird about that. It's hard. You need somebody who's going to be able to bounce like 3D and 5D world. Does that make sense? You want to find somebody that you can talk to who can do both. But it's all about managing that new energy that you've brought with you back into life. So I know you have another call coming, but
No, I think you put that
the
perfectly.
support
Yeah.
is there. We'll help you through it. We love you.
It just look at all of these. Oh my gosh, we even have voicemails, Mandy. Voicemails.
Holy shit. Sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. Hello. That's us talking in the background. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, you guys actually answered.
Yeah. We've been getting a lot of calls, but you made it through.
It's a abandoned ghost here, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can't really hear you. Is there any way that you can maybe mute the our live stream in the background?
Yes, is that better?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
My bad.
No, you're totally good.
It's abandoned ghost here.
What was that?
It's abandoned ghost.
Oh, it's abandoned ghost.
Hi.
Got you. I thought you were asking me if I wanted something about a ghost. Anyway.
No, I finally worked up the courage to call you, so I figured why not.
Love that. Thank you, by the way. We appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have a spooky story? Did you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I actually have two stories that I want to share with you guys.
Yeah.
And I want to get your guys' opinion on what these stories or these experiences could possibly mean, because after all these years, I can never put two and two together. And I was kind of hoping that maybe you guys have a little bit of insight of what happened.
Okay.
So when I was younger, this is going to be very embarrassing because it was so embarrassing at the time, but when I was younger, I had this sleepover with my friends, and we were being loud, and my mom kicked me out of my own slumber party to go sleep in my bedroom, right? And at the time, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And 15 minutes go by. I did not fall asleep. I was just sitting there staring at the ceiling. And by the time I went back out to my friends, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. And then from 1 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning, any idea what that could possibly mean? Within 15 minutes.
Oh, so you had like a weird time slip type thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's, I mean, I'm not trying to worry or anything like that, but that sounds like something very particular that I feel like Mandy's thinking the same thing as well. I don't want to spook you too much.
I agree. I always knew my mom's house had a little something iffy going on there.
What was that?
But, what's up?
What did you say? Sorry?
I said that I knew my mom's house had a little something iffy going on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's like, do I dare say it, but like alien abduction type vibes. Yeah, okay. Ricky Lynn just straight up's just abduction. Just say it, abduction. It sounds like kind of like
It's funny you say that, because there was this one time where we have a pool in our backyard, and one night there was no hole in the pool, but suddenly water was missing out of it the next day. So that's why we're also thinking alien abductions are going on over there too.
because that is really random. You have like a full pool and then there's water out of it the next day. There's no hole or anything like that. That's weird.
Oh my God.
There was absolutely nothing. My grandmother's theory is that an alien ship probably came over, took the water out of the pool for energy source or whatever.
Well, yeah, like water is a conductor of electricity. Like it could be something like that. There's a lot of people agreeing in the chat here that it does sound like an alien abduction.
Oh, great.
No, not trying to freak you out. That's why I'm like, oh gosh, do we say it? Like it just sounds so like it's typical, you know, like usually when people lose track of time, like hours, I mean, I would definitely look into it for sure, like Google it or something like that and see if maybe there's like a Reddit out there. Well, Reddit's maybe not like the most trustworthy source, but yeah, just kind of see if there's anybody else that have had like weird time slips like that. I think you'd be surprised.
Well, see, I'm the only one in my family that I'm aware of that's only ever had a time slip like that. Whenever I mention it to my family, they think I'm crazy.
Do you have auburn hair by any chance?
I'm sorry, Mom?
Do you have auburn hair by any chance?
I do not, but my mom does.
Apparently aliens like auburns. Like it's so weird, but like yeah, I've heard that too.
Well, this is the one time I got there. I was not born with auburn hair.
But it was at your mom's house though.
Me and my mom think she's been affected by aliens as well. So I mean, who the heck knows at this point, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty wild one. Like that's definitely something that we could just get into a massive, massive. Oh my gosh, we could be talking about this forever. What was your other story? What was the other thing that you had?
Oh, so my other story is that at my mom's house again as well. I was sleeping in my bedroom. It was during the day, and I had 2 cats, and my bedroom door was shut, and I know that there was no cats in there, and I had like loose paper on the floor, and I was facing the wall, and my back is towards the door where the paper is, and I swear I hear footsteps on the paper. The paper is crinkling, and it sounds like feet, like human feet stepping on the paper. And I can feel it getting closer and closer and closer to me, to the point where it feels like it stands like right above me as I'm sleeping on the bed. And at first, I'm not really putting 2 and 2 together. I'm thinking maybe the cat's in here, but then I realized before I went into my room and closed the door, both of the cats were outside the door. So there was no cats in my room. And then after that, like I said, I felt something like standing like right above me. Kind of felt like it was looking down at me. And then 2 seconds later, I feel something on all four crawling on the bed right next to me until I got like almost face to face with me. I couldn't see anything, but I could definitely feel it there.
That's
And
terrifying.
so after that, I was like, oh, heck no. I ran out of that room, basically, kind of almost tears down my face. I'm screaming, Mom, Mom. Something just crawled up on the bed next to me. And she's like, Brie, you're fine. And by the way, my name is Brianna.
That's a pretty name. I like that name.
Thank you.
That's crazy. But it's funny that it's at your mom's house again. Like, I just can't get over that. I'm like, dang. I don't know. There's something going on with
Something's
mom.
happening there.
I think it's like, that sounds like it's like generational. Like, that's something has been in your family for like years. It honestly wouldn't surprise me as well if it had something to do with like another family member, maybe like that one. But
it wouldn't surprise me because my grandmother said she experienced some things with, like, I would like to call it demon.
mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that maybe that's it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Dang. Is your grandmother still alive?
Yes, she is. She's almost, she's going to be 93.
Oh wow. You know what? I would as dark as it sounds, like I would maybe I would talk to your grandmother about it. Like just to kind of like freshen up on the story. Like there might be some things that she left out last time she told you or whoever she told it to, you know, because I think that this could be, you know, I don't know how old you are, but like as the years go on, you may experience this again. And, you know, we just want you to have some sort of understanding for if it does happen again. So that's really cool, though. I'm going to get off the phone just now. I'm going to let Mandy weigh in if that's okay.
Okay. Nice speaking to you guys.
Thank you so much for calling in. It was so nice to finally talk to you.
So nice to finally talk to you guys, too.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, this is my new favorite thing ever, Mandy.
This is all we're going to do now moving forward.
And we're already getting another call, but we're going to just take a little breath. Thank you so much, everybody, for the calls. But I want to get your input on that because like family, maybe like a family generational, like, I don't want to say curse because I definitely feel like some sort of like alien activity is going on, but that's a lot.
Yeah, I obviously time slips can be a number of things, but I'm not going to say who it is, but I have a friend who experienced almost something exactly the same, and it was generational in regards to abductions within the family.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, and it's rare. I feel like that never gets talked about, and you don't really see that a lot, but it's like every now and then you come across somebody who genuinely believes that there's like a generational thing with that. Which is so sus.
Yeah. And
so
then what if the grandmother just thought demon, you know, because
That's
it was
what
more.
May here said, high time for your grandma to talk. That's right. Grandma needs to speak about this.
Grandma, tell me everything you know.
Grandma, what do you know? What are you hiding?
Dude, that
to
was a
laugh
good
about your
story.
situation, but grandma might know something.
She really might. And no, what I was thinking was maybe like, because like back in the day, people were a little bit more religious. Like your grandparents tend to be more religious, right? So, you know, saying that, you know, oh, something demonic is following me, kind of thing like that. Maybe, you know, she just didn't know maybe she never thought about aliens. That's all I'm going to say.
It's really easy to label something demonic when you don't really have any other verbiage for it or like any other idea of what it could be. But yeah, sounds like there's something going on at mom's house, and I also think that there may be something going on with the land as well. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting another caller.
I would look into abandoned ghosts, Brianna. I would look into the land that your mom's property sits on. I'm curious to see if there's something going on there.
Hello?
Hey, this is Daddy, aka Panzer.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting another call. Bye, Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy, you're our 69th caller tonight. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh my gosh.
It's funny that you guys were bringing up the point on religion and stuff like that, because my question that I was going to ask was, how do you and Mandy, I guess kind of more Mandy since she's more of the medium type, but how would you interpret a religious experience compared to more of a paranormal experience and vice versa?
Gotcha. That's a really good question, honestly.
Great question.
Very cool. Is that your final question?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hang up then.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Oh, go ahead and answer that one. That's a really good question. Thanks, Daddy.
In my personal experience, this is my experience, so please don't come at me if it's not yours. But for me, the difference is going to be how I feel about it. And that's because that's how I work. Now, not everyone's going to work this way, but for me, my feelings and the way that my body reacts is very different. If it is a spiritual experience, that feels different. It feels lighter. It feels, there's also like an emotion connected with it. There's also like the thought process that's connected with it, but that's because I'm a medium, right? So I'm utilizing all my senses. So for maybe the average person who maybe isn't doing mediumship work, I really, really want to invite you to feel into your body in those situations and trust your gut instinct, because your gut instinct will tell you right off the bat if it's what exactly it is that you're dealing with. And I hope that makes sense. I really don't know how else we don't have time to sit here and talk about all of this in depth, but I really, really just invite you to take a breath and what does your first instinct say? Because it's always going to be right. And those two things are going to feel so different. Usually the religious spiritual experience is going to be much lighter than the paranormal experience. Go ahead, Jade. Take the floor.
No, very well said.
Okay.
I really like the way that you put that, and I definitely agree with what you were saying as well. And I think that a lot of people resonate to that too. And even, like even if you don't go to church every single week, it's okay to also look to God if that's who you choose to in that moment, if it feels right as well. Like, yeah. Great. Get another caller here. So let's see.
Let's fucking go.
Yellow.
Hello,
Hi, who do we have a pleasure of talking with?
my name is Gabrielle.
Hi, Gabrielle. Do you have a question or a story?
Just a question.
Love that. Yep, go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. So I was wondering if you guys ever had a possibility of coming to Florida and seeing any Native American grounds.
Oh, okay. That's a really, really good question. I know
Sign me up.
Mandy and I were actually just talking about that recently. So, did you have another question or are we good to hang up just now?
I did have a story to tell.
Oh,
It
yes.
was short.
Please. Okay, let's just answer the Florida one real fast because yes, we actually have friends down in Florida as well that we need to collaborate with, investigate with. I think that would be a lot of fun. But we haven't talked about the Native American land down in Florida. That could be a game changer, but we do know that Sean Clyn, who we just collaborated with on our last episode, he's now doing YouTube full time. And I doubt he's been down there, so that could definitely be a fun collaboration for us to do. So thanks for the idea.
That's actually, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And
Now,
then
real quick, my story.
Yeah.
It happened while I was out boating, a long time when I was a kid, and it was definitely not some prank because even my uncle at the time, before he passed, which is ironic because a lot of people had some people pass and it could be due to illness along the way, but there were people screaming out in the woods that we owned, and it was just a fishing area with a lake, and nobody should have been there, but it sounded like a whole group of people screaming and making animal noises. And we instantly came back home, and it was unexplanatory nonetheless. And it was here in Florida, and he couldn't make any explanation other than thinking it was Native Americans. That's why I asked if you would come to Florida and see some of the Native Americans and possibly, you know, intertwine with their spirits and see what they have to say.
That's really, really interesting.
Mhm.
Mandy was actually just saying, was it Mandy? No, sorry. I think I was talking to Jazz from Barrier Beyond, and she was saying that she done a, correct me if I'm wrong, Mandy, it might have been you. She done a Native American investigation, and she was like, no joke, you can hear the drumming, you can hear the chanting, like, and we know that that's like a very, very normal thing in these Native American burial grounds and in the land and things like that. So that's wild. Are you inviting us to do that location in particular?
There
That's okay
are
if not.
so many different Native American grounds, and that land was only a couple of acres. You know, it wasn't big, and they ended up selling it such a long time. But there are tons here in Florida in different locations that have similar events like that, of even shadow people and animals that don't sound like animals.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, we hear a lot of, Native American stories from being in California, but then also Arizona that's right next to us. So I actually don't even know that much about Florida and Native Americans. Like, so that's definitely something that we should look into for sure, especially if we're going to deep
Alright.
dive into like the Native American ghost stories and learn more about that kind of spirits and energy and things like that. So thank you so much for calling in and bringing that to the forefront of our minds so we
Of
can
course.
definitely look into it.
Yeah, you guys stay safe and have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye now. Oh my gosh. And also, thank you so much. I just got a PayPal donation as well from I think, I don't know, I've been saying Eli, but I don't know if it's Ellie. I think I'm bad with names. But yeah, she just sent us $20. So that was very sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so nice of you.
Ready for another one?
No, I wanted to say something about the. Oh,
Dang, I'm so sorry. I just assumed.
Hey, Jade. I'm Andy.
Hey, how's it going? Who do we have a pleasure of speaking with, or is it anonymous?
No, it's not anonymous. My name's Renee Wolf.
oh, Renee.
Oh, Renee. Jesus. Hello.
Hi.
How's it
Love
going?
these girls, really, I do.
Oh, we love you. Thanks for calling in.
So I had a question for Mandy.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I passed away 6 times and came back. And I want to know, since I came back the last time, it was a couple of years ago, I've been having visions of animals all the time, like animals, that I've had, and I don't know where the other ones are coming from, but I feel like all day long they follow me everywhere. And it's like I see my sister's cat just passed away not too long ago, and I see her up in my room here, hanging out, just hanging around the bed. And then when I go down to look at her, she disappears. But I was wondering if, when Mandy said earlier that, sometimes if you pass away and come back, you bring the other side with you. But
Is that something that does happen with animals?
I'll definitely let Mandy answer that one. I can assume it is because, animal spirits are
Okay.
the same as, human spirits. Um, but I'll definitely let her answer that one. Is that okay if we disconnect the call and then have Mandy talk on that one?
And I just want to say, Jade, I'm so glad you're back and doing better.
Thank you so much. We love you.
All right.
And I'll talk to you
Love
soon,
you
okay?
too.
All right, bye.
Okay, good night.
I love
So
her.
sweet. That's sweet.
So, yeah, you can sorry, I'm not gonna answer anymore.
Oh my god, no, you're fine.
I'm getting carried away. Guys.
No, okay, so let me elaborate. Let me go back really quickly. In regards to the bringing the taking the other side with you, let me just make sure. I mean that you're taking energy from the other side with you, not actually spirits with you. Although some spirits, when you go to the other side and come back, there can be new relationships made and decided. So you may actually gain a new sort of spirit guide or a new person for your team, but that's a whole other conversation. But anyways, I genuinely believe that if you die and you come back to life, I genuinely believe that it opens up a part of your senses, right? Because you have this new piece of energy from the other side with you. So many mediums and psychics have had near death or actual death experiences. I just saw an animal right now as we're talking. That's so funny. I genuinely believe that Renee has been opened up to see that particular side of things. And I think that if Renee taps into it deeper, that it can not just be animals, but it can also be human beings as well. Some folks never actually tap into that energy, and that's okay. And they may never tap into that energy, especially if they've died and come back and have been, their senses have opened up. They may never, and that's totally fine. But it sounds like in Renee's case, it's very, very like, this is a thing now and it is happening. But that is totally like, yes, that can happen. And I love that it's animals. That's so beautiful because not a lot of people see animals.
Yeah.
I always tell people when you're training as like a medium and things like that, remember to look down because it's so easy to miss them. So I think that it's beautiful that Renee can see animals now because again, it's not a common thing. So if you can see animals now, I can only imagine what else you can see and what else you could do with that. I'm so sorry that you've had 6 deaths. That's way too much. And that's not okay. I'm so sorry for that. That I can't even imagine. But I also want to say what a beautiful what a new gift that you have to be able to see pets. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's so true. It's so true. And I do just want to say real fast, like I think I've told you this story before, Mandy, but I don't know if I've ever told this on the live stream before. But in my old apartment, that me and my husband lived in, I would always see this little black shadow cat. It was so weird. And I have a black cat myself. So sometimes it would like run in front of me and I would be like, oh, thinking it's my cat and step over it. And then it would just go.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, ghost cat. So anyway, we lived in that apartment for like 4 years. And I would always say to my boyfriend then at the time, like, oh my gosh, I saw a ghost cat. Like I've seen ghost cat again. And he thought I was actually insane, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I keep seeing it. Anyway, I believe it was the last night before we actually moved out that apartment. And most of our furniture was gone. We still had the couch and we had the TV. And then the coffee table in front of us. And all of a sudden, I saw a black ghost cat run out from just round the corner behind the coffee table and then just totally disappeared. And then I was about to turn around to Mike and say, I just saw Ghost Cat. And I turned around and he was just like this. And I looked and I said, you saw Ghost Cat? And he was like, what the heck was that? And I was like, that was Ghost Cat. Like, and it was just so funny. But I'm so glad that Ghost Cat actually presented itself to Mike at the very, because Mike is a super skeptic. Like he's not very sensitive or anything like that. But just for him to see Ghost Cat on the last night, I was like, oh, thank you. So he knows that I'm not crazy now. And I thought the Ghost Cat was going to follow me. It didn't. And so that Ghost Cat was just there in that apartment.
Animals are tricky.
Hold on.
Oh.
Sorry, I disconnected my headphones. What were you saying?
So animals are tricky. You know how like when you want an animal to like you so much and it doesn't? That's kind of like what Ghost Cat was. You're like, come with me. And it's like, no. No.
Should we answer this one or
pick it up?
All
Sorry,
right.
I'm yell.
Yellow.
Hello, is this Jade?
Speaking. Who do we have a pleasure of talking with tonight?
This is Charles. Wow, I'm surprised I got in. Everybody's been calling like crazy.
Everybody's been calling in. This is way more popular than we thought it was going to be. So thank you.
Wow, I've been a subscriber for a couple of years now, and I just started doing some paranormal investigations of my own. I actually work for a church in Illinois.
Love that.
And I've been the last pastor of the church. She was really. By the way, I want to tell a story. If that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
I'll be quick. Okay, so the pastor of the church, she said, when I started working there, I told her I do paranormal investigations on my own. And I use Spirit Talker, and I use flashlights, like the twisty mag lights, you know, to turn on and off. And I said, well, I'm going to record it too. And she said, oh, go ahead. And she goes, oh, well, there's a couple of places in the church where I feel some things going on. And I said, okay, well, I'll check it out. And I went down to the dining room, which is in the basement, and the city in Illinois has a lot of underground tunnels, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah.
And they used steam back in the day to heat a lot of the buildings. And this church was built in the 1800s. So these corridors, I guess you could say, were underground, and they went all over the place. And from other people I talked to, they would always get this. I guess I'm jumping ahead. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. But
no, you're good.
Okay, so they say that there were these walkways where you could go between buildings within the city, and they think now that that's why this certain church is haunted. And I work for the church, and I am not a member of the church. I am not a churchy guy at all.
Yeah.
So I set up some lights, and I use the Spirit Talker app. And I was sitting in the basement of this church one day, and I was just talking out loud, and I set up my lights, and I said, hey, if there's anybody here, would you turn on one of these flashlights? And the flashlight went on automatically. And I said, okay, now if you're really here, can you shut it off? Boom, shut off right away. Oh. And then the Spirit Talker app says, do you believe that we're here? Or something of that matter. And I said, yes, I do believe you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, help us. I said, okay, what do you need help with? And then later I get a name, and then I get, please let us leave, or something of that matter. And I said, okay, well, think of someone that you love. Think of a pet that you had, and think of how you love them. And all of a sudden I get this feeling over me that was like an overwhelming, like not a sadness, but more of a relief.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that I get a response, thank you
And of course, Spirit Talker app, I'm not sure if that's really accurate or not, but I felt this overwhelming feeling of a relief, and I had tears in my eyes. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm helping out. And then I hear a humming in the back behind me. And mind you, this is probably about 2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. The next week, I go back down into the dining room and I do another investigation. And then I have the Spirit Talker app on. And then I hear, you really helped us. And I said, oh, I helped you. And then I get a couple of messages, and then I get last week.
Oh, wow.
And I think, last week? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then, you helped us. And I said, oh, that's what I had the feeling. Then I get, we will touch you. So I used to do stand-up comedy, so of course I go for the funny, and I said, you can touch me if you want, just don't grab my ass, because that'd be weird. Unless you're 18 years old and a female, then we're cool. And then the Spirit Talker app goes, ha ha.
Oh my
gosh. Like, holy shit, I just made these ghosts laugh.
That's amazing.
Awesome. And then the light goes on, and I go, if that's really you, turn it off. And it turned the light off.
Stop.
I almost shit my pants. It was crazy. I was like, that's
fair.
Awesome. And then I said, okay, in all seriousness, are you okay where you're at? And I get, thank you, and yes. And
that's
then I get,
cool.
please come back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get, we love talking to you. And then I get, you are respectful. And then I said, I'm going to end this conversation right now. And then I get, bye. Like, goodbye.
Dang. And that just goes to show you right there, like, you know, phone apps are not phony. Like, if
Yeah, exactly.
when you have like a real conversation like that, like it's you know, and that's amazing. That's wild, and especially because that location hadn't been investigated before. You know,
Yeah.
that's when they love to come out and play. So that's so special. I'm so glad that you were able to have that experience and have alone time as well. It's
Oh my
cool.
God.
Yeah, and I do record it, and I do put it. I have a YouTube channel. Don't worry, I'm not trying to use this as
Plug
a
it.
way
Plug
to
it.
plug it.
No, you should. You
Chaz
should. What's your
Random.
channel?
Okay, it's CHAZZ Random, RANDOM. So it's Chaz Random. So I do it in my backyard. I have the lights set up, like the lights, the flashlights, they turn on and off, and I use the Spirit Talker app at the same time. And I live in an area where there's a bunch of haunted places around here where they've been put on national TV shows and whatnot, like Discovery Channel and whatnot. So I've been trying to actually branch out and do my own thing, but at the same time, I am a debunker.
Right.
So if I see a piece of dust or something, or I see something float by, I'm like, oh, it's an orb. I'm like, yeah, bullshit, whatever.
Right.
I go for the real. It's like, nah, I'm not, you know. And I don't know. And that was a question I have for you guys too. Is and I've watched your stuff for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but do you actually try to debunk things first? Normally, like behind the scenes, you debunk things, or is it more, I don't know, just like if you see it, oh shit, that's real, or, you know, I don't know. I mean,
I know where you're coming from. No, I totally know where you're coming from. I would like to say that it's a thing that we have discussed before, that it's more of an editing thing. So we do debunk things, and if it's debunked, I pretty much just keep it out. And I know that that's not necessarily what everybody wants to see, but it's what 90% of people want to see on YouTube is just the actual activity. Like, say, for example, this last investigation that we just done at the Bullion Plaza, you saw us investigate one side of the building, just like a couple of rooms in the museum and the basement, and that was it. Well, we done a whole investigation upstairs, the whole entire upstairs from left to right of that building, and we debunked a lot of that stuff, and then there was just stuff that really wasn't, it wasn't really active up there and things like that. So and then I just completely cut all of that out.
Right.
So yeah, we definitely debunk. But let's say, for example, if it's like a knock, for example, like if I ask a question, there's like a knock, and I go, "There's a knock." That's not me saying that's paranormal, but then it's also not that big for me to actually go over there. Well, where's that knock coming from? You know what I mean? And because
Right.
that would take us all night. But yeah, like the really big things, I mean, I don't know. We've caught some really cool stuff on camera. A lot of stuff is also caught after the fact that we didn't even notice. So
Right.
yeah, it's just a mixture of all that stuff. Yeah, but it's
Okay.
mainly my editing.
Yeah, right. And that takes hours and hours and hours depending on how many cameras you have, because if you spend 1 hour on one camera, you're gonna have to spend the same hour on another camera, or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Depending, and you just take that times however many cameras you have set up.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, and I know this conversation could go on for forever, so I'll let you be. I just you guys are awesome. I mean,
Thank you.
The stuff that you guys do is really cool. And my mother actually works at a hospital, or she did work at a hospital, and she's had some stories about working in a hospital where a doctor wrote he took a Sharpie marker and he wrote on top of a light a word, and then he was operating on somebody, and I guess that he wrote the word one time, and then he would operate on people, and then he would have instances where they would pass or whatever, and they would come back and they would say this word, like they didn't know why this word appeared, but they would say the word that was on top of this light that was like an overhanging light on the operating table. And he wrote the word on a Sharpie marker on top of the light, like on the arm that held the light down. And he would write this word, and he had like 3 or 4 times where people would come back and repeat the word that he wrote on the top
That's
of the arm
weird.
that was hanging on the. Yeah, that was some freaky shit.
What a
And
weird social experiment, but so cool as well.
And there was a surgeon that did this. And I'm like, what? Really? And yeah, so this doctor wasn't one of those people that was just like, oh yeah, Afterlife, blah blah blah, it's all horseshit. You know, he was into it, and he was like, okay, well, let's prove it.
Yeah.
So he wrote the word, and it came back like 3 or 4 times, and she was telling me about this. And then she was a radiologist, so she was in the cath lab where she did like things with the heart. And she had a woman who passed away, and then there was a guy who was in the operating area where he was not talking to anybody. And my mom said that some lady, she had long black hair, she passed away on the operating table. And then some of the people that she worked with came back and said, this guy who was in this room said, there's a lady in the corner over there with long dark hair who just passed away. And they're like, what? And this guy never talked. He was in there for hours and hours and hours. He never said a word to anybody. And he goes, yeah, she's up in that corner right there. And he was pointing like towards the ceiling in the right hand corner. She just died. And she said that she just died. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then one of the people that was in the theater for the operating on this woman was like, yeah, she had long dark hair. And this guy said, yeah, she has long dark hair. She's right there. And he pointed up in the corner, and everybody turned around and looked up, and nobody saw anything. And they looked at the guy, and then he was like silent. He didn't talk anymore.
Creepy.
Like, she just passed away. And that's where my mom goes, I just got goosebumps. I was like, oh, okay, this shit's creepy. You know, I'm done.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
that was like 5-6 years ago when she said that, and that's when I became a believer, because my mom isn't going to lie to me about that
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah,
Right.
freaky stuff. I'm sorry, I took too much of your time. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. It was
You're
fun
okay.
hearing your story. We really appreciate you calling in, and hopefully we can do this again. If you think of any other stories, go ahead and call in again.
All right. Well, you all have a good night. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank
You have a good night as
you.
well. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. Not him talking about the cath lab. Not him
When
talking
you brought
about
up the
heart
cath lab, I was like,
operation.
oh my God, no.
Not me like waiting for my appointment to get this heart surgery. And he's like, someone died on the table getting heart surgery. It's okay, guys. There's only a small percentage of me die.
Lol. Lol.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry. I need to take a
Dead.
breather. There were more calls. There's a call coming in again.
There's so many. Apparently, there's a
Oh.
lot of text messages as well.
Guys, I might have to respond to you guys after.
We might have to do a
this
part
live.
2.
I feel like this should be our live stream all the time.
We're never going to talk about anything else, just this.
No, like this is what I want for us. I could do this every single day. That's how much
Haunted
fun I'm having.
hotline.
Hauntline. That's what this is.
Hauntline.
Hauntline. All right, you ready for
Hotline.
this next one?
Hotline.
Are you ready for this next one?
Yeah.
Aloha. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
This is Jade speaking. Who do I have
Hi.
a pleasure of talking with?
This is Kim from Arkansas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I was calling, keep it a little bit short here,
Yep.
but I was calling because, one, I love you guys. You're beautiful. You're strong, independent, wonderful young ladies. And I wish you the best, both of you, with the problems you've been having. And throwing one in every once in a while, I always look forward to it. But
Thank
you
you.
guys are sweethearts, and keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Huh?
I said we appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, no. And so the thing that I wanted to tell you is a story, and it goes along with your questionnaire tonight of having sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was I'm laying in my bed and I'm rolled over and something holds me down on my shoulder and my lower back. And I could not move. Wide awake, trying to scream, couldn't. And the craziest crap I've ever seen in my life. All of a sudden, there were like really small hooves from like maybe a lamb or something like that.
Hooves.
Really small hooves.
Yeah.
And they were black and they were patting on my bed like they were standing on their back legs and patting at my bed.
It was
And
just
then
the
this
hooves that you could
big-
see?
I'm sorry?
It was just the hooves that you could see?
Yeah, and the
Wow.
legs, but not the face or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just the hooves. And I sleep in complete darkness, so all I saw was black. Then all of a sudden this crazy shadow figure just started growing up on the wall, and I still cannot move. And I'm like, finally I break free, and I tell my husband, I'm like, wake up. Anyway,
Oh my
been getting
god.
sleep for several nights. But yeah, that was crazy. But the whole little hood thing and then the big shadow figure, that was just flipping nuts.
Girl, I'm not going to be able to
That's
sleep
my
tonight.
turn.
The sleep paralysis stories have got me. Yeah, I'm awake, wide awake.
Hooves.
Yeah, hooves, that's a new one. I know that a lot of people do report with their sleep paralysis, seeing really tall shadows, and I've even
Yes.
had that before with sleep paralysis. It's horrible. Dude, I had it one time. It was I was almost like it was like I was cement on the bed. Like I was really, really heavy. But then there was this like 10-foot shadow figure grabbing my leg and pulling me off the bed. So like my bottom half was lifted off the bed, but my like shoulders and that were on the bed still, and that shit scared me. But yeah, I'm sorry that you couldn't sleep for like several nights. I feel like that's now everybody else isn't going to sleep for several nights.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Mine wasn't as bad as yours, at least. But and
No,
then
that
the
I
other
feel
Are you
like
kidding?
now we're comparing. Now we're comparing our sleep paralysis demons. This is great.
the other night, I had somebody. It seemed like they put a straw in my ear and went.
Dude, I've had that.
Just made
Stop!
my ear ring.
I've had that. Have you had that,
Yeah,
Mandy?
That happened to me at the Mizpah.
Okay, that happened to Mandy. I've had that done before, but it felt like a really long finger. That's the only way that I can describe it. But like, yeah, like a straw, like a really long, skinny finger just went right into my ear and like poked my ear and then like pulled right back out. It was, dude, I can't believe that that's a thing that everybody's experienced that.
But did it like blow in your ear?
Mine's wasn't a blow, but
Mine
Mandy's.
was a blow.
Yeah, I'll get off the phone just now, but I'll have Mandy explain what hers was and what she thinks that could be, if that helps.
Yeah, that would be great because that woke me up and I I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
Couldn't even explain it. So, all right, ladies, take care. Take care of yourselves.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Sounds good. All right. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm not going to answer for another minute or two. So let's speak your thoughts on that, Mandy. Let's go. We've had a lot of sleep paralysis calls come in. Sorry, I can't answer this right now. We'll get back to calls in just a minute.
I don't even know. I feel like so many of the sleep paralysis stories are similar, and some are so I've never heard of. That's the first time I've heard of hooves
Yeah.
during a sleep paralysis. I got to put that in my book, my little documentation book, because I have been like silently researching this for years. People's experiences, and that's a first. That's a first. I don't know.
The blowing
thing-
the finger in the ear thing. What do you think that is?
So I wanted to talk to her more about that specifically because I feel like that's very like context based. Because the one time I experienced it, it was very, very relevant to what was happening in Tonopah.
Mhm.
But I've had the blow in the ear before that's separate from that, and it's very like trickster energy. And not to like scare anybody because this is not my intention, but it's almost as if that specific energy is blowing their energy into you, right?
Ooh.
So, which is always interesting. It doesn't have to be negative. Doesn't have to be negative. It could just be more of like, how do I put this? It's not always negative. It can be more of you experiencing their energy, experiencing them. But usually that's like a trickster energy doing that. It's like, how
I
close can I get to you, kind of thing.
yeah, I totally like it's very it's very yeah
Um,
and there's a word that I want to use and I keep telling myself don't use that word, don't use that word. But
use the
getting your ear penetrated when you didn't ask for it. It's not fun. It's not fun.
No.
But no, I genuinely think like I kind of agree with you though. I do think that it's just a trickster. No, that's a piece of fluff. I see
Fucking
it.
hell.
I see it. I see it.
Fucking hell.
Going back to do we debunk? Yes, we do. If that was an actual episode, I would have cut that out. All right, I'm getting another call. Let's see. I may have just missed you. Are you still with us? Dang. Hello?
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 Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Oh, I like that. Very
Ooh.
mysterious.
Okay.
Did you have a question or a story?
Kind of both.
Okay.
Well, let me try and mute you. No. When I was a kid, I couldn't, for some reason or another, it was a weird thing. I could never. It was one night. My room door was closed. The door was closed. Could not feel like it was like this energy prevent me from entering the room. It was, and I could not get in the room for the rest of the night. And then I left, went downstairs, and I came back upstairs. The door was open, and it felt completely fine.
Sorry. So you were in your bedroom or you weren't or there was something that
I
was
was
like
trying to go upstairs to go to bed,
right.
and the door was closed, which was odd in and of itself. And the energy was like I was trying to open the door, I just couldn't bring myself to open the door. Couldn't bring myself, so I couldn't sleep in the bedroom that night. Okay. And then I went like to the bathroom or went downstairs to do something. I came back upstairs, the door was open, and it felt completely fine.
Gotcha. I think Mandy definitely has something to say on that one. Yeah, and then I'll take your question and then I'll have Mandy talk about that a little bit more if that's okay.
Yeah, that's like the question. I was like wondering what the heck was that? It was just it happened one night and then it was just
Oh.
it.
Yeah. No, totally. No, I understand like you're genuinely so that how long ago was that by the way? You said when you were a kid?
Yeah, that was 22 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I actually have a very similar experience as well, so I definitely want to touch on that. So, thank you so much for your call. We appreciate you. All right, have a good night. Bye.
You too.
Very creepy story.
I want to hear your story. Wait, you have a similar one to that?
Most people have heard my story, but you know what it sounds really similar to is like my first ever ghost experience. You know, where I saw
Yeah. Okay.
the floating woman above the stairs and she was like, "Dad, walk up the street." A lot of people know this story. It's been published in like haunted books. But it reminds me of that because when I went to go outside onto the street, I went to go open the main door to go out into the street, and I used to open that door all the time, and something stopped me and just was like, "Do not open that door. Do not open that door." And I've had years to think about it because then obviously I went upstairs, I asked my stepmom, "Can I open that door?" She was like, "Yeah, of course you can. Like you do it all the time." I was like, "Okay." And then I opened the door, but I've thought about that for years, and I do feel like there was a reason. It was like spiritually something was telling me, "Do not open that door," because something really bad would have happened to me. Like I would have got hit by a car out on the street, or I could have got abducted because I was really young as well. I was maybe like, I think I was about 8-ish. So yeah, like that's kind of like my thought on it is I know he wouldn't have gotten abducted or anything like that, but maybe there was something in there a little bit darker, and maybe one of his protectors were trying to keep him out of that room for a reason, a very, very good reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that what you were
That's-
thinking too?
Yeah, that's kind of been my experience with it as well, and I'm curious to hear other people's experience with it. This happens
Yeah.
a lot for me in haunted locations, um, but I will like get ready to go to a room, and I can't go into the room, whether it's because the energy in there will not let me into the room,
Right.
or it's like, or it's the other, which is like I get that sense from my team that do not cross over. Like you need to wait for this energy to pass and then you can enter. So it's very possible. I mean, at the end of the day, like energy is everywhere and it's ever changing. And it's very possible that in that moment, there could have been an energy in the bedroom that was not going to be beneficial to him at all. And hence
Yeah.
why being stopped before going in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it like Christine said, it's like a force. Yeah, it's almost the way I visually see that. It literally looks um like water, but it's very like ripply. It's like what you see in the movies. But I will see that in doorways and things like that, and you can't. It's like, oh, can't go in, can't do it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so definitely
That's
same.
yeah. And then also just to like put your mind at ease, like if you do still live in that house or if that house is still in the family and you're like, oh great, now we have a demon or something like that, it could genuinely just be something as small as a hitchhiker just coming by for like a night. You know, it sounds crazy, but you definitely like okay, let's say for example, you have a house, you've been living in your house for 12 years. No paranormal whatsoever. One night, something really crazy happens. Oh my God, my house is haunted. Like, that actually really might not be the case. It might just be one thing has came by and it's just passing through.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. It's not always I think it has like a negative connotation to it, but it's not always that. Actually, for the most part, it's not that.
Yeah.
So
All right. Guys, this is crazy. I mean, this phone has been going non-stop. So I'm gonna answer this one. Gonna maybe take another couple and then we'll definitely wind down for the night if that's all right with you guys. All right. Okay, we have who do we have with us?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Oh, hi. Yeah, this is Crystal.
Hello, welcome. Thank you
Hello.
for calling GCP Hauntline. How can we help you?
Hi. Is this Jade?
This is Jade, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi. So I have a story and then just kind of like a question related to the story.
Okay.
Okay, so at my old house, it was an apartment, like a condo situation, and we lived there for 14 years. And I was really young at the time. I think we moved in when I was like 6. And when we first moved in, I had like the stairs and my mom's closet were just absolutely disgusting, terrifying, petrifying. Like,
Oh yeah.
the lights, run up the stairs as fast as you can, and like, don't even go in the closet. Don't get things from there. I don't know how she put her clothes in there.
Yeah.
She didn't. Nobody else really felt it. She could kind of. My mom could kind of tell, but you know, being a kid, I felt like I was more sensitive to it, and for about a year, like it would keep me up at night. I could hear like someone pacing up and down the stairs for like the first year that we lived there. And then it kind of just went away. And when we were moving out, my mom was putting stuff in boxes. This was, 14 years later, we're moving out. She's putting stuff in boxes and like taking things out of the closet. And she said she sees someone walk into the closet and she thought it was my dad. And then she turns around and nobody's in the closet. So we were like, we just assumed that it was whatever was, haunting that area.
Yeah.
I didn't really have anything else other than that. But somebody else related to like some of these other stories, they also said, oh, it was you with your cat. And like you were about to move out and the cat showed itself. And I'm just kind of like wondering, like, why is that? Like the moving process affecting them?
Mhm.
Is it, you know?
No, totally. And how long did you live in that house?
14 years.
14 years.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, it never really, the feelings never really got better. Like the stairs in the closet felt terrible the entire time. We just kind of learned to live with it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like, I have my thoughts on that. You have thoughts, Mandy?
I have thoughts, yeah.
Was your question, what is that?
My question is just kind of like it sounds common that moving in will kind of stir them up, and then they'll settle to whatever is their settling point. And then when we're moving out, I just think it's interesting that we never saw shadow figures or anything like that until we were moving out. And since the closet was the one that felt the creepiest, and it just felt like heavy, and that's where my mom saw it go back to when we were leaving and moving out of the house. So I was just curious, like, I guess my question is, like, why does the moving process bring them out?
Yeah. That's a good question. Perfect. Okay, cool. I'm excited to discuss this one. Thank you so much for your question.
No problem. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so happy to talk to you guys.
Of course, yeah. Hopefully we'll do this again and you can call in if you have any other stories. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Ooh, this is a good one.
Go for it, girl.
Well, first off, like, I think that she already knows this, but, like, I feel like whatever was there had been there the entire time. Because let's talk about shadow people for 2 secs. They don't leave. Like, I mean, they do, like, they can, but it's so, so difficult to have them actually, like, leave your house. Like, when you have a shadow figure, again, again, we gotta try and take, like, the negative, like, thoughts out of certain
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not always bad.
We should
You
not
take
be
it away, Mandy.
No, I'm gonna just tail off you here. We should not be assuming that something is negative just because it looks dark in nature, like such as a shadow figure. Like, yes, can they? Sure. But remember, energy is energy, and how it presents itself sometimes is not its fault.
Yeah.
So, shadow figures do get a bad rap, but it's for the most, like 99% of them are not negative.
Yeah.
Back to you, girl. Go for
And
it.
then just to add on that, this is such a good combo. Remember, like, way earlier when we were talking about the mirror in the house and the dresser in the house, and I had brought up the Poltergeist Ranch, the investigation that I'd done a couple of years back. Sometimes what you just said, it's all energy, right? Sometimes just having one thing in a certain place can change, like, a piece of furniture can literally change the energy in the entire room, okay, and how spirits act. So the way that I'm thinking is, when we move into a house, we're moving a bunch of furniture in, like, we're moving the energy. It's literally moving around the house in a different way now, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I know that you on investigations, Mandy, like, you'll close a door or you'll open the door, just depending on wherever the energy is flowing, how good it's flowing, all that kind of stuff. Don't want anything trapped or, like, get agitated. So when you're moving out of a house, it's essentially the same thing, right? You're moving, like, tangible pieces of furniture around, and it's creating a new pathway almost around the house. So
Exactly.
I genuinely think that that's what it is. But I would love to hear other people's theories on that. Again, just a theory, but I mean, yeah, hopefully that answered. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, same. Agree.
Same.
Concur.
I love that. Okay, the haunt lines calmed down. Oh, just kidding.
JK.
Hello?
Yellow.
Jade is speaking. Who do we have a pleasure of talking with tonight?
I just wanted to say thank you guys for having a space for people to open up and share stories and be vulnerable.
Oh,
And I'm just thankful for you guys because I don't know, it's really cool just seeing you guys, like your heart on display, being very kind and genuinely receiving people's information and stories. Like, it is restoring hope for humanity. Like, in the most positive, scary ass way possible.
scary ass way, I agree.
Thankful for y'all. Yeah, it's very thankful. And if you guys are ever bored and want to come out to Kentucky, there's a city called LaGrange where the whole street is haunted. So you're always welcome.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Your call was very, very sweet, very, very needed, and we're having just as much fun. Honestly, didn't really think that many people would like call in, and it's just been really, really cool to actually talk with everyone. And this has given such old school radio show vibes where like people are actually communicating with each other. Comments are one thing, but like over the phone, people's actual personal experiences and stuff like that. It's really cool. So I think we're going to do this again.
Oh, for sure. You guys
Yeah.
totally should. It's incredibly refreshing, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and hope everyone sleeps well.
Oh, everyone sleeps well. You know that's not happening, but you're so sweet.
Girl, I'm already scared of hell.
Well, if you ever need anyone to talk to, you can reach out again.
Right on. I'll take it easy. Get well soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That was just a really, really nice phone call. That was cool.
That was so nice. Oh, and it felt so good. I love that because it's true. Like we're getting voices behind the questions, and it just feels more personable.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. I just feel more connected.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that this is really fun. I really want to know, like, anybody who's watching this after the live stream ends, or anybody just watching just now, like in the comment section though, if you could just comment and let us know if this is something that you really do want to see again, because it really doesn't take that much effort for us whatsoever to like jump on a live stream and just talk with you guys for a couple hours. And I have a lot of fun doing it. So if you guys want to see that, because I feel like we talk about ourselves a lot, and I know that a lot of people have questions for us, but this is a nice way. If somebody has a question for us, they can just ask us a question. But if they want to share their story and really get some advice, we can try our best. But yeah, I think it's a nice half and half. All right.
Nice little blend here.
I'm gonna
and I
answer
want to
this one.
hear. Okay,
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, take it.
No, what do you want to hear? Diet.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say, if you're watching this after the fact, please comment if you have any thoughts on any of the questions, or you have your own experiences related to anything that was talked about today. We want to hear about it. So please drop it in the comments below and let us know what you think. What's going on in your world? Okay, we're answering.
Can you hear me? Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties again. Are you still here? Nope. Dang it. Okay, it's better when I have 104 missed calls.
I just want everybody to know that it's not personal. We're so sorry if we didn't get to your call.
I really hope that I can connect with that viewer again because, oh, here we go. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Who do we have a pleasure with talking with tonight?
This is Bill. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Did you have a question or a story for us?
Well, actually, I do have a question, well, kind of a story. 2 years ago, my stepfather passed away. He actually coded
And right before it happened, I saw, and I'm not trying to be religious or anything, but right before the call came in, I saw a vision of him and a vision of Jesus. I don't know why I saw it. I don't know why it happened. And not more than 20 minutes later, the phone call came that he coded.
Gotcha.
And he passed away. Took him off life support. But I've been seeing him a lot lately, and I was just wondering why I keep seeing him so much. Like I want to give him a hug, or I just don't understand why. It's like I talked to him for a few minutes and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what that means exactly.
Oh, well, thank you so much for trusting us with actually answering that, because that's really, really special. Is it okay if I hand it over to Mandy so she can give you like a deeper insight on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you.
Mhm.
All right. You have a good night. All right.
Oh, I
Sorry,
really
gotta
liked he had such good energy.
such good energy.
Like feel that was like blasting through everything. I loved it. Okay, so couple things. I think that that is really, really special that he was able to have a vision before the
Mhm.
passing. That doesn't happen often, and there's obviously a connection there, a spiritual connection there, for him to have a vision like that and to see him before he passed. Um, as far as why he keeps showing up, and this is okay, I just want to be careful with my words here because I know there are a lot of people who do want to hear from their loved ones, who do want to see their loved ones after they pass, and it doesn't always happen that way. And I just want you to know that there's a whole plethora of things that go on behind the scenes when spirit crosses over. There's a review period, a transition period, an adjustment period. Sometimes that's super quick. Sometimes that takes a really long time. Sometimes they can interact with you right away. Other times they can't. So if your loved one's not coming to you after they pass, or you feel like they're not coming to you, or you haven't gotten a sign or anything, please don't take it personally. There's so much going on the other side that to account for things like that. So just keep that in mind. And if he's being constantly visited, I genuinely believe that this is his loved one trying to show him and say, hey, look, I'm here. I've made it to the other side. I'm good. I'm whole, and it's him consistently showing himself. And he may not be able to talk to him yet or have those conversations or anything like that. But the fact that he's presenting himself visually so much, to me, that is my sign that it is to show him I'm here. Like I am here. And that is hopefully he's doing that because that's what he needs in his healing, is to know that he is safe on the other side. So I would love to talk to him more about that specific encounter because I feel like there's so much we could talk about. But that's what I'm feeling from the situation with the visual representation. But what are you thinking? What are you feeling, Jade?
Sorry, I had myself muted for a second. No, I think like what you said makes a lot of sense. Like I don't the only thing that I can put that to is like I'm not again, not a super super spiritual person, but when my granddad passed away, I mean, he raised me. He was like my dad. I was only 11 at the time, but I remember having a dream about him and he came down from the sky and like right behind my nana and like was just this golden angel, and he spoke to me, but like you couldn't actually see his like physical features or anything, so I don't know if this is as similar, but I could hear his voice and he was just saying, take care of your nana, and it was just like such a real genuine moment with like him as a spiritual being, and him presenting himself as a spiritual being instead of just the shell that we have. So it's just kind of whatever way that they really want to present themselves to you, and I think that it's amazing. And as you said, not everybody gets that experience, he could just be trying to tell you something, and it may not make sense now, but it might make sense later, or he might just be saying hi, you know?
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I think that's a thing that can get confusing is I'm seeing him, but he's not saying anything, or we're not talking. I'm just seeing
Mhm.
him. But there's power in seeing him.
Yeah.
There's power in silence. So I invite, if you're still listening, I invite you to try to feel into that next time you do see him, because he could be communicating with you, just not physically talking
Yeah.
to you. Um, and yeah, there's power. There's power in silence sometimes. So and then I just want to touch on I saw somebody left a comment about sometimes your grief is so strong that the signs can be missed. And I think that's a big thing that I want to just say, because I've experienced this so much. Even my own mother, still to this day is like, Nana never comes through for me, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I hear it all the time. And I'm like, Mom, like, she is. It's just, it's not always as big and grand as we think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is so, so small. We've talked about this before. So I don't want people to think that their loved ones are not trying to contact them or talk to them. Your loved ones are around all the time, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not, whether you experience it or not. So
Yeah.
I just want to leave that with everyone.
Yeah. I love that. That's that, and so many people are going through that as well. So I think that was really nice.
Yeah.
Good time to bring that up. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this caller. I'm gonna make this the last caller of the night. Um,
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, you've reached GCP Hauntline.
Hey, Jade.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are
This
you?
is Jay Bear.
Jay Bear, what's
Good.
up?
Oh, I am so excited to talk to you two. I love you both to death.
Oh, we're excited to talk to you. What time is it?
Here it's about 1:30, I think. I can't sleep.
Whoa, night owl. Is it because of all the sleep paralysis demons we've been talking about tonight?
Unfortunately, no. I'm an old boomer who can't move much anymore.
Reserving your energy. I get it.
But I'm also a former ghost hunter.
Love that.
And I want to thank you, first of all, for putting out that video on the spirit box and how to make the little box that blocks out the sound
Yeah.
of the spirit box. I made one. I'm so happy with it. So I've been messing with that because I have a story for that. I don't know if Mandy would like this story because my family kind of squashed it. And I remember I was 3 years old when I had my first experience with an apparition.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to dream about all these people coming around my crib. That's how young I was when it started. And it scared the hell out of me. And of course, I couldn't talk to my parents about it because they were like, it's a nightmare. You just, whatever, you know, it's just the dark and all of that. Very old Italian people. They didn't want to talk about spirits and, that's old Italian Catholic. You don't do that.
Yeah.
So they kind of squashed everything on me, but I kept having these things happen to me, and it kind of went away as I was like growing up because I kind of ignored everything.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and started looking into these things, I'm realizing that something's happening to me, and I don't quite know how to go about finding out about it until I was well into adulthood and started doing my ghost hunting. And I call myself sensitive because I don't know how to do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
but I have really wild experiences, like at the Rolling Hills Asylum up in New York State, at people's houses and things like that. And now with the Ghost Box, I had a team. It was Pride Paranormal, which is no longer, of course, in effect. But I did have what I called a Ghost Box manager, because she was really into it. And then she passed away. She was also my best friend.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And thank you. And I was in the hospital with her, and she was having major brain seizures. She used to have seizures a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she was having these bad seizures and, hardly any brain activity. And I was left in the room with her for like a couple of minutes. And there was next to her in the bed, on the side of her bed, was a sink that, with the new sinks that you put your hand by.
Oh,
and
like
they
the
turn
automated
on.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And I walked around the other side of the bed. I was not even near the sink. And I said to her, if you can hear me, I'm here and I love you. And the friggin' sink turned on. There was nobody in the room.
So she was still alive at this point, though?
She had no brain activity.
Gotcha.
They were just keeping her alive on machines.
Yeah. No, this makes so much sense to me. That's wild, though. I feel like that was her. That was her.
I'm sure it was, because I felt it. I was like, you son of a bitch, you have to scare me before you die.
That's right.
And that was wonderful. But it took her 4 years after she passed away to finally come to me on the Ghost Box.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, well, what Mandy was saying though was, each spirit, each spirit has a different time that they will come through, if they do come through, even, they don't come through right away sometimes. Even if you think like, well, this person was into, the paranormal, why wouldn't they just come forward? There's a reason for that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe she never spent all of her energy turning on
everybody.
was
no, she was partying. She was partying.
Yeah, she was busy.
Like, to hell with you guys. I got everybody up here. We all got our blunts going, and that's what she was doing.
That's what I was saying. Maybe she spent all of her energy turning on the tap, the faucet. That was her way.
One more thing before I let you go, because I could talk to you all night.
Yeah.
I'm in New Jersey. I am 10 minutes from the Pine Barrens, where the Leeds, the Leeds family lived with the whole. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart because I'm so excited to talk to you.
Was it like the Amityville, the horror house, or no? That's somewhere else, isn't it?
No, it's the thing that looks like a horse and it has wings and.
Oh, Pegasus.
Come on, Mandy. No, help me out, Mandy.
No, I know I'm having
New Jersey.
Oh, like a devil?
But anyway, if you ever want to come to the Pinelands, because there's old Lenape trails and all of that, the native Lenapes.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah, the devil.
Oh my God. How stupid am I?
No, we get it. I know it's because you've been put under pressure. That's why.
I'm so excited. But yeah, you ever want to come to Jersey? I would be totally honored to do this ghost hunt with you, because I am dying to go out there and travel the trails and maybe even camp out there if you felt well enough. And it would be absolutely awesome.
That would be freaking cool. That would be so much fun. Do you have Instagram?
Not Instagram, no. I do, but I don't really use it. I use a lot of Facebook, and I'm about to start a podcast on YouTube. But I could send you. I'll send you my my email on your email.
Yeah. Do that for sure,
And
because that would be
Jay
fun.
Bear, so you can't forget Jay Bear.
Can't forget Jay Bear. Will
Can't
not forget Jay Bear.
Bear.
Thank you so much for being our last caller.
Night.
Thank you.
I love you both so much. You keep rocking on.
We love you.
We love you.
Yay!
Mandy shouting in
Take
the background.
care.
We love you.
Kisses. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Ah, she's so excited. She won't be able to sleep for a while.
Oh, I'm
Not,
over here
not
just, like,
because of us. but-
waving. Like you can hear me with my waves. Oh, what a special lady.
I'm turning silent mode on, guys, because that's it for the calls tonight. That was so fun.
That
And
was so fun.
so fun. I just want to say one last thing about her story there. Was just because I know she's probably still listening right now, but I will say that she said that she was sensitive, and I totally believe that she is sensitive. I believe that everybody's born with this, right? You can be a medium if you want to be a medium. It's just obviously how much training and all that stuff that you put into it, like Mandy has, of course. But oh, dang it, I lost my train of thought. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
No.
But everybody does say the same thing. Like they lose it. Like, a lot of people are sensitive when they're younger, and then they kind of lose it a little bit when they get older. Her story was very like I resonate with it a lot because I was the exact same way. I was really, really, really sensitive when I was younger, and all my family knew that and saw that, and we get freaked out by that. And then as I became a teenager, I felt weird by that. And I suppressed that so much. And I did not want to be part of, like, I didn't want weird things to happen anymore because I didn't know how to deal with it. And I pushed it off for so long until I moved over to the US when I was like 20. And then I started to, get a little bit more comfortable with myself and start diving into it a little bit more. So I can see that. But that made me really sad about her friend, though. I know that it sounds like they had such a good time, though. But yeah, I don't know. We've talked about, like, if we ever die, one of us dies, then Ghost Club would still go on, just one of us from beyond the grave.
And then just the other one interjecting every time
Yeah.
the equipment comes out.
Every time you'll try and do you'll try and carry on this hauntline without me because I've died on the getting my heart ablation because that was a foreshadow earlier, and then you're gonna be doing this, and then the faucet. I'm gonna turn the faucet on. That's how you're gonna know that it's me now.
Stop! I don't want that. No, because I've had the faucet turn on me in the middle of the night. It's so scary.
It is scary as hell.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's so scary.
You know whose faucet would turn on all the time? Was the owner of Poltergeist Ranch. And I feel like Poltergeist Ranch keeps on getting brought up tonight. Like these little I feel like it does.
Sure.
I feel like it does. And I'm starting to think, is it time? Do we make a comeback? You've never been to Poltergeist Ranch.
I've never been.
She has horses that we can ride there. Just saying. She herself is anonymous, but she does have horses. Yeah.
I'm ready.
So we'll live our best Red Dead Redemption life right here in Simi Valley.
I just realized that I spent more time being scared about the faucet rather than you dying, and I would like to take that back and because I'm a fucked up friend. Obviously,
No.
I would be really, really upset if you died, and I really would hope you didn't die so that way I didn't have to have the faucet experience. Anyways,
no, I think it's because you're so used to me talking like this that it's just, yeah, sorry. I'm not going to talk that way again.
we do
sorry
this all
about
the time. We're very dark humor. So sad. Also, thank you, Trace, for the $10 donation. We
Thank you
always
so
got the
much.
receipts. Always.
Well, my back hurts from smiling so much. Is
I'm a
that normal?
fucking cowboy. It's a fucking whale. Sorry. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm having a time. I can't sit still. I'm just like,
805 is Los Angeles, like Hollywood. I don't know. I thought that it was kind of like the Hauntline, you know, a little like
ooh.
it's a little, I like the pink. It's a little sexy, you know what I mean, without getting too weird. But I'm very, very glad that people didn't call in and just say, "Show us your tits," because I was like 50% expecting that to happen since Mandy said that. So, and if you're trying to call right now, too bad, because I've already silenced it.
Nobody's called in. And there were so many SpongeBob references tonight. I really loved it. They were like, you should have answered like when they were like, "Is this Jade?" You would have been like, "No, this is Patrick." Did you watch You didn't watch SpongeBob, huh?
I've seen it a little bit here and there, but I don't know like the phrases and stuff.
Goodness. This guy stinks. Okay.
Well, it's been really, really fun, guys. I mean, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes now, and still got a bunch of people. That's great. I think that you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. Mandy, you enjoyed this?
I enjoyed it.
It's been fun. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna head to bed, and real fast, if you haven't saw the last episode that we released on Wednesday, please go ahead and check that out. Tomorrow I'm getting back to editing, and we're gonna have a new episode out next Tuesday.
Ooh.
And we will not be live the Tuesday after that. So in 2 weeks' time, unfortunately, we will not be live. I have somewhere to be. I'm going to be a little bit sneaky, you guys. I'm going to start not sharing my life as much because I've had to put up extra cameras around my house today. So the internet's fun. Let's keep that in mind. You guys have made me feel so good today, and show them what, the reason why we do this and stuff like that. It's been a really, really lovely, fresh breath of fresh air, shall I say.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're just not going to be live in 2 weeks. But we are back to our regular schedule. Other than that, I'm going to be posting again normal times. And we will be back investigating soon. So thank you so much for everybody who donated tonight. Again, it really, really helps the channel out. And also a couple of donations came through PayPal as well. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.